Hello everyone, today let's talk about recently announced AirPods Pro 2 or APP2 or second generation AirPods Pro. So this time I managed to get this model pretty fast soon after the release despite the war, so I'm excited to tell about them. And actually, kind of spoiler or warning, these earphones are for Apple users mainly. Of course, you can use them with Android, but your experience will be noticeably inferior. So for Android, you can consider Sony or I don't know, Samsung and or many other models, but this one is working in the Apple ecosystem and actually it's there plus. I'm an Apple user, I'm iOS developer first of all, so I have to be an Apple user, and of course I like AirPods Max that I reviewed some time ago. I use them daily, and AirPods Pro is also a good option for me on the go. So what's about AirPods Pro second generation? Actually, it's not a groundbreaking change in every single aspect, but actually taking them all together, it's a noticeable step forward that probably I actually expected less from Apple than they improved here. And in terms of design, they are about the same as it was for the first version. Price is $250 and 300 euros in Europe. I don't understand the logic behind that. Some European taxes make me wonder. But anyway, let's have a closer look. So, small, compact, white cardboard box. Maybe soon Apple will say that they care even more about environment and will sell their products in plastic bag. But still we've got that signature white cardboard and interesting design of seals on the back panel. So you have to tear these two stripes and then carefully you can slide the inner box. Really pleasant experience. It slides not too fast but not too slow. Some papers, warranties, manuals, not sure. And case with earpieces themselves, and underneath you've got USB Type-C to Lightning cable and set of tips. Actually, for this model, Apple listened to the feedback and they introduced additional size of ear tips XS, extra small, for those who found S too big. So maybe for children or for some small ears it could be a really good option. And that's all about the accessory set. As usual, the signature wrapping that you'll have to remove to use it. And let's now talk about the design. Theater starts with quad hanger and true wireless earpod starts from case. And of course Apple's case is one of the best in this let's name genre or type of earphones. Actually Apple were first to popularize this form factor. Of course before them exist some true wireless models, but vast majority of them worked like a bad thing. I won't call this S word here in the video. And actually first AirPods showed that you can achieve at least stable connection, and then gradually they improved the sound either. So case is made of plastic, but it's pretty heavy, so it feels like, you know, really solid. Of course it's built perfectly, no squeaking sounds or something like that. Metal hinge that gives you that signature opening and closing experience that is just a joy to play with. So you open, you close, and it works. Here is LED indicator that shows battery status. Here is button to reset pairing. On the bottom there is lightning socket to charge them, but also they support wireless charging. You can charge them with MagSafe, you can charge them with Apple Watch charger, and you can charge them using every single key charger. And the battery lifetime here actually improvement over the first version. Of course they are fresh new, and with time battery performance will be lower, but so far I've got about 6 hours and 10 minutes of listening Apple Music with a full charge. In my opinion, maybe it's not the record, but pretty good figures and noticeable improvement over the first version, and that's with active noise cancelling. And they even added this place to attach your lanyard, but it's two-in-one usage, and actually it works as an antenna because they put inside of this case now H1 chip, and it allows precise location of finding the precise location of these earphones with Find My feature. And also they add speakers, so if you lost this case somewhere in your room, you can just press button in Find My application and they start playing the sound, so you can find them. And also Find My can show you approximate location of every single earbud if you lost them, but it's more approximate than the case itself. So really solid build. Here are earpieces themselves. In terms of design, not much changed, but they changed noticeably few aspects. First, the sensor that detects in-ear positioning now detects not just any surface, it tries to detect your skin, so gone that issue of many true wireless models when you put them on the table and they start playback. Also they improved controls, and now you can just swipe up and down to change the volume. You can squeeze them and hold for changing active noise cancelling. You can redefine this in the application. And double tap, if I remember right, it's play pause. So now you can change volume, and in my opinion it's a great feature. They fitting really well into ears, at least into mine, and honestly, since the first AirPods appeared, I don't understand the joke about losing them, because even regular AirPods holds pretty well in my ears, even during some jogging or exercises, and with this model that has ear tips, it became even better. Of course, there is a control application for them, but this control application called iOS. So you go to settings, and there you can change basic settings like what to do on squeezing, what mode you want, active noise cancelling or transparency. And now new feature in the new version of iOS, you can activate adaptive spatial audio. So with spatial audio they're trying to recreate 3D experience, and it actually works, especially with movies or some music videos. That's what I was talking about some time ago. It's when you move your head and the earphones track them and tries to build you three-dimensional soundscape. Well, maybe it's not sound close to speakers, but still it's the best 3D experience in the true wireless earbuds that exists. What else I can say about them? Actually, they improved active noise cancelling and it feels really better. Still, probably Sony offers a bit better noise cancelling, but this one is like second or sharing second places with Sony, with Sennheiser, sorry. Of course, it's among the earbuds I've tested. And of course, probably Bose Quiet Comfort earbuds shares the first place with Sony's. So good level of noise cancelling and pretty nice transparency mode. It was actually great, but it became even better. Both noise cancelling and transparency mode reduced that level of background hum that was barely audible in the first version, but still you was getting that experience of like pressure on your ears. Now it's almost gone and it sounds really good. Transparency mode is like great for street, when you need to be aware of what's going on. And there is adaptive transparency when they use noise cancelling, but at the same time tries to deliver you some loud noises around. And they have pretty good microphones. Maybe not perfect, but at least one of the best possible in the true wireless models. And noise cancelling in general is pretty good in dealing with monotone noise. Some random noises can get through them, but still reduction is noticeable, and it's another good improvement here. Here is a traditional microphone test. I am recording this part of the video with AirPods Pro 2 in my ears. I won't apply here any gain correction or equalization, so this fragment of video will give you an impression of their microphone sound. And of course about the sound. Here you'll get also a noticeable improvement, especially in terms of clarity, dynamics and bass response. They definitely have more lower bass compared to the original AirPods, and actually I will be comparing them to the original AirPods through the whole review. Bass became more firm, more impactful, still of course not like bass monster, but anyway, for those who like low frequencies, it will be noticeable improvement. And I like the resolution. Of course, all of that is relatively to true wireless models. I won't be referring that wired model will be better and so on. You understand that, I believe. So resolution is good, amount of overtone saturation actually is also pretty decent. I enjoy that everything sounds more realistic. And actually let's go with examples. I will be using Apple Music this time, and it's a soundtrack for the Nier Automata, recently released for the Nintendo Switch, and it's a track called where is it? Grandmother Destruction. Really good, perfectly composed soundtrack with lot of nuances, with great vocal, but it has also deep punches that these earphones deliver really well. You'll get that sense of impact. Mid frequencies are also slightly improved. Upper mids became a bit more forward, giving you that additional clarity effect with more highlight for the female vocal, distorted guitar, violin and so on. So they a bit more forward, while the rest of the mid offers nice resolution and good imaginary stage. It's actually for true wireless models it's pretty big, but comparing to wired it's slightly above average, but also a step forward comparing to the first version. Resolution is nice, and at the same time they don't try to do some more with mids like highlighting emotions or boosting dynamics. No, in this aspect they are pretty what you give, what you get. And as an example, Life Will Change from Persona 5 original soundtrack, soon to be released on Switch. As you can probably understand, I am a Switch owner, so for me Switch games are number one priority now. And Life Will Change, it's crazy great track. Actually, you know, a lot of Japanese games have great soundtracks. And for example, new Xenoblade Chronicles 3, unfortunately it's not available on the streaming services. Nintendo did everyone's thing here. But anyway, sometimes I had that feeling that composer was trapped and creators of game promised to kill him and his pet hamster if he don't create the best soundtrack in his life. And he create, and then they demand next song and so on. And Life Will Change, it's great variations of modern jazz with interesting vocal and lot of good nuances, but vocal here is pretty good, engaging, and these earphones deliver it also really well. Another thing that improved here is actually treble extension. It's not super extended, it's virtually impossible for the true wireless models, but still extension one of the best in the true wireless segment. And treble is slightly accented, but not too much. You get a nice sense of air. Of course, no rich audiophilic things like layering or superb overtone saturation, but basic overtones represented nicely, so everything sounds pretty well. And another example here, another game I played recently on my Switch, and this is the first part of Nino Kuni. You know, in my opinion, it's underestimated game, maybe because after the first part, they actually all other parts became noticeably worse. Especially that mobile money grinding game, it's like they spoiled whole franchise. But first game was really superb, you know. Studio Ghibli participated in creating animations. Also, Tokyo Symphonic Orchestra participated in the creation of soundtrack, and a lot of unusual characters, fun setting, lot of fun and encounters. well, maybe not super unique plot, but still pretty okay, and great balance of difficulty. You can select easy difficulty and have zero problems just enjoying the animations and plot, or you can select harder difficulty and then actually it became pretty challenging. And here it's the final track with voice, and here vocal is pretty high, saturated with overtones, so this earphones shows a nice improvement over the original AirPods Pro, sounding pretty great. And speaking about the comparisons, what we've got in this price segment, Sony is better in terms of active noise cancelling and transparency. Also, they are a bit more impactful on the low frequencies, and they have better treble clarity, but at the same time difference is not big, and here I like mids more. And Sennheisers like overall sounding more balanced, but this model sounds a bit more engaging and a bit more fun colored. So, and both are totally different. I don't think there is much sense in comparing, because both created for those who need first of all mid frequencies, voice, and so on. So basically, let's summarize everything. So best earphones for the iPhone became even better, and it's a great improvement. And actually I probably this time subjectively, but I suggest upgrade because improvements are noticeable here. So thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and of course have a nice day.